Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Blood and Guts. Before I get started, I want to say that I'm not feeling very well. You'll actually hear about this in my next Gump report because, long story short, I ate something I never ate completely before, celery. I mean, I've eaten celery in soups and stuff, but never actual full-size celery. Ate it, made me very, very sick and bad with gas. And since then, I didn't realize how sick I was. I got really sick. My stomach's been messed up pretty badly. And right now, it's still messed up. I didn't eat correctly for the last couple of days. I didn't realize it was that bad. I mean, I've had bad stomach problems. I got bad problems with gas. But I didn't think it was this bad. It has not been easy. So if I don't feel like or look like myself, you will know why. I am not feeling well. My stomach's messed up with gas. If I belch during this review, you know why. Okay, Blood and Guts. Well, that was a thing. But I feel kind of disappointed. Honestly, I don't think I'll use that as my title. But I do feel kind of disappointed at the end of the show. I do. Now, opening. Kenny and Nakazawa versus Mox and King. And let's put this in perspective. This is just an add-on to Blood and Guts. All these matches I'm going to talk about were just add-ons. So they did continue the stories to a certain extent, but didn't. So when it comes to this, it didn't really make much sense for this match, to be honest. Yes, I can understand Moxley trying to get the World Championship back, and Kingston wanted to get his revenge. But really, in this grand scheme of things, their feuds have been done. They're done. Unless they bring more people in, it just doesn't mean anything. It just doesn't. Doesn't mean it wasn't interesting to see that Don came out saying Kenny wasn't coming out. Nakazawa was going to do the match. But then Kenny came behind everyone, used the AEW title, knocked out King, messed up Knox, and you pretty much had the match from there. But when it came to the end, Kenny bailed. He just left Nakazawa to his fate, and Nakazawa got destroyed. End of story. That's it. But it really doesn't add anything to the situation. Now, when it comes to Moxley, he will be going up against Eugene. I've never really heard of the guy before because since I don't watch New Japan Pro Wrestling, I don't know the guy. Actually, I don't. I just don't know the guy. But what is the guy name? Is Eugene Gatazawa. I forgot his name. Gatado. I think that's his name. I could be wrong easily. Gatado, I believe his name. Or Gataro. I think that's his name. Eugene Gataro. He's from Japan. He's been well known there. And he's going after the IWGP US title. Their equivalent of the US title. It will be interesting to see what a New Japan Pro wrestler who is a seasoned wrestler come to AEW. And that makes you wonder, what about Impact Wrestling? Don't they have El Serpent? I forgot his name. What was his name? Wait a minute. It can't be the same guy from from AEW. El Serpentico? No, it's El Phantasmo. Sorry. Will that be a good match? Probably. But is El Phantasmo more important than Eugene Gataro? I don't know. You guys can tell me if I'm pronouncing Eugene's name wrong. Now, QT Marshall versus Cody. Did not care at all about this. I don't care about the family versus the factory. I just don't. I can understand they wanted to end this. Hopefully they did. And it was Cody who won by tap out. It was. Simple as that. Was it a good showing from QT Marshall? Yes, it was. QT did do a decent job. I'm not saying he did a bad job. But since this, and I gotta say this honestly, the match was dragged out way longer than it needed to be. I just don't agree with it. It could have been ended in much earlier than it was. I'm sorry. But I don't know what Cody's going to say at, I believe, not at Blood and Guts, at either, I can't remember, either tomorrow or at the pay-per-view, All Out. I don't know what he's going to say. You never know what he's going to say, but hopefully it'll be something good that will help AEW. Now, Britt Baker versus Julia Hart. Not of the Hart family, but she's from America. This was a squash match. Totally, completely, and pretty much Britt Baker had her fun with her. Was this important? Honestly, no. I do not believe it was necessary to destroy Julia Hart. But it was good to see a new woman on the show. Coming from Elevation or from Dark, either one of those shows. It's good to see more women, but here's the problem. You don't see women in backstage segments much. You don't see women in in-ring segments much. You see matches from them, and that's it. And I'm hearing so much, when all these women that come to AEW, they're going to make the entire division around them. Like, when it comes to, I'm going to say it like this. When it comes to Jade Cargill, when it comes to, if, let's say that, I'm really kind of hoping that Jordan Grace doesn't go there, but she probably will go there. Tessa Blanchard may be there. I'm just saying this. Whether they're there or not, building the division around these women only depends in one way. You must let these women be seen on Dynamite and do more than just wrestle. If they wrestle like the women from Japan, what is the difference? They're just women that you see. I'm sorry. They got to give them backstage segments. You got to let the stories be shown in the back. You got to let them have fights in the back. If you do nothing, what is the point? You let the guys do it, but the women are not doing it. Who cares? Let's move on. Now, we had the Fatal 4-Way for the number one contenders for the Bucks titles. You got the Acclaimed. You got Jurassic Express. You had, who else was in? SCU. And the Varsity Blondes. Haven't seen them in a while. Kaz is still a beast. Kaz is a beast. I really hope he goes for the TNT title eventually. He's just a damn beast. He's nearing my age. Or he is my age. Wait a minute. How old is he? He's in his mid-40s. He's slightly younger than me. And he doesn't even look like he's out of his 30s yet when he runs in the ring. He started the match with Jungle Boy and he kept up with him beat for beat. That shows how good he is. And how he can still go. So that's a good thing. But you wonder, is SCU finally going to break up and Kaz will go for the TNT title? He's one of those I can truly see getting the TNT title and I wouldn't have a problem with it. I'm just saying. And speaking of it, we got the Ethan Page and... look, I don't like Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky together. I'd rather see them separate. But did they do a good job with that attack on Darby Allin, who attacked them while he was talking about, when Tony Schiavone interviewed them, they were saying, we took out Sting because we want his spot, bitch, and that is the Scorpio Sky. He made it very clear. So that means when Sting comes back, he'll be dealing with Scorpio. When it comes to Ethan Page, he says simply, we had our matches, but I'm not going to say about it. I'm talking about how many times you've been hurt already. And that is when the attack happened. They beat him up and then eventually threw him down some steps. Here's a shot of him in my face. Now, is this a good thing? Yes, because it's time to do something different with Darby Allin. I'm saying I don't like Darby, I do. But now that you're going to stick Miro on him next week because he now has a contract, you wonder, is Miro going to finally get the title? Or are they not going to let him drop the title to Miro? And we'll still see Miro doing nothing. Now, as I've said before, Miro's a big guy. And I knew from the very beginning there was no way they're going to do 100% of anything with him because they already got a whole bunch of big guys. They had to put them in a line, see who was going to be next. So possibly Miro is now next and he will get the TNT title. But will they do something with him if he wins? Or if he loses, will they use him other than what he's doing now? I don't know. But you guys tell me below. Let's see here. The Kenny Omega moment after his match. Finding out that next week, I think it was next week, he will find out who is going to be his opponent at All Out. Will it be Pac? And then he shocked to hear it's Orange Cassidy. And let's be honest here. Look, guys, I'm not going to tell you that Kenny is a great actor. He's not. I'm not going to say that Kenny's laugh was so fake. It was dumb. And I'm not saying that he wasn't trying to make it fake on purpose. He was, but it sounded more fake than it should have. And then the segment itself was too damn long. It didn't need to be that long. Now, I can understand if they were still setting up. That's the reason why he had to drag it out. I'll understand that. But if he didn't need to drag it out, it was dragged out. It sucked. I just didn't like it being that long. He was trying to put over a Orange Cassidy, which is fine. Orange had great heat. Great momentum before the pandemic. Afterward, it got cut. So now they're trying to put it back on. And that's fine. But you didn't need to make it that long. And I just don't agree with it. It was too long. But if it was to help them set up, was for blood and guts, it was understandable. Now, let me see if I'm forgetting anything. No, I said that. I said this. Okay. Ooh, stomach's still gurgling and twitching. Ah! So much gas. All right, blood and guts match. The ones who opened it was Sammy Guevara. And it was, who was it? And it was Dash Hardwood. Now, someone got bloody very, very quickly after a certain amount of time. And then someone looked like they might have got a concussion trying to jump from one end of the second ring to another. And that is Sammy Guevara. Dash Hardwood got bloodied first. Sammy Guevara tried to jump off, I think it was about 8 to 10 minutes in. And he tried to jump, but he slipped. And it looked like he might have whacked his head pretty damn hard on the ring. On the mat, not the ring, the mat. It looked bad. More than a few people got bloody. But I gotta say this. The major issue, and wait a minute, let me finish. The major issue will be coming in a moment. But was it a good match? Yes, it was. When you see Jericho climbing the top of that cage, because it was a huge cage that held both rings. It was fine. The match inside wasn't bad. I think Hager, along with Sammy Guevara, might have got concussed. Because Wardlow tried to grab Hager, and he tried to do something with him, but he tripped and fell, and I think Hager might have hit his head on the mat as well. And it might have been near the metal part of the mat, not the wood part, so I don't know. But once you see Jericho and MJF at the top of that structure, seeing that MJF tried to use the salt of the earth, and Chris tried to use his, well, not Walls of Jericho, the Lion Tamer. I like to still call it the Walls because it does sound better. The Walls of Jericho is more of a signature thing for Chris Jericho. Yes, they're using WWE, but I still think it works for him here. But they had to stop the match. The way you won was to surrender. You had to surrender, gentlemen. That's the way they really wanted. They wanted a surrender. So, MJF said, if you don't give up now, I'm going to throw Chris off the top of the cage. And it was Sammy that said, who entered the match, we surrender. We give up. We surrender. Don't hurt him. Everybody else wanted to jump up there, but they knew they couldn't get to him. So he is the one that said, I surrendered. So that means they're doing something with Sammy Guevara. They do believe that he has potential for something, which I do believe is a good thing. Then, when MJF knew he won, he decided to throw Chris Jericho off, and he hit the wood-covered, the wood that looks like metal. There are types of sprays that can do like a shine like metal, like diamond plate, and he went through it, and he was done. Hopefully he's all right. And you see MJF standing proud. I think I got a shot of him full of blood. Hopefully, I'm not going to make a big shot of it, but I'm going to put it over, you know where. I don't want to make it a full screen because sometimes these algorithms can act a little scoop. They may just bring my channel down with that one. So, what do we got? A good show that had one major problem. Commercials. 3 commercials ruined it for me. I don't know about anyone else. They might have looked past the 3 commercials or say yes. The commercials were annoying and we had to watch picture in picture, but it was okay. No. You can't tell me that you could not talk to the TNT ahead of time, the people who run it, and say, look, this needs to be commercial-free match. We'll make all the commercials beforehand, and then we'll do it. Or at least do 2 commercials, leave them out, and do only one. One commercial. one commercial. No. They did 3. That completely killed it for me. Do I still think the match was great? Yes. Do I believe it easily will bring up the ratings? Possibly yes. I do believe it will bring up the ratings. But I'm not going to lie to you. It completely threw me off. The first one was annoying. Fine, I knew it had to happen. But I thought maybe they wouldn't do a second one too soon. They did. Didn't take long for them to do another commercial. And that is when my immersion in the match was done. I was done. I waited. I was already really pissed that there was a second commercial so soon. And then a third commercial. And I'm going, what the fuck? See, I told you. Got gas. Sorry. But I'm going, what the fuck? This is fucking ridiculous. You cannot tell me that Tony Khan cannot set something up with the TNT gods, or basically the ones who run the network, and say, look, we need to have only one commercial during this match, or commercial free. It is required for this match, or it will ruin it. There had to be a way to shrink that down from 3 commercials to maybe 1. 1 commercial. 3 commercials ruined it. 1 commercial would have just barely been acceptable, but 3 destroyed it for me. But I'm not taking anything away from the match. It was still a good match. Now, that's just me. And I hope you enjoy this Blunt and Guts 2021 review. Please leave me a comment below. I will be uploading my Gump report of, well, it's about a milestone. You'll find out about it later. Well, actually, why not? I made a milestone video about this being my 1500 video. Well, actually, this is the 1500 video, but when I filmed it, it was the 1500 video I had made. So this is a 1501st video, and the one you'll see will be the 1500 video that I ever produced that was uploadable to YouTube. Not that I uploaded to YouTube, that was uploadable and could be viewed. Because some have been removed, some never managed to make it, and the ones you see today. There you go. Have a good day. Have a good night. Oh, my stomach hurts. Still got bad gas. I don't want to have to go to the doctor, but I'll give it to you like this. When this type of thing happens, I tend to forget that I have to be careful how I eat, and I ate like an idiot. So it could take me at least a week to recover, or 2, because sometimes it takes a while. Peace.